video. Like I was saying, they targeted me. What I watched, as I was saying about them trying to attack TalkShoe, what they did is they had all the calls, and not just CI calls. They had all the calls, the older ones. The older calls wouldn't play, but the newer ones would. So I think what they were trying to do is get rid of the older calls as evidence. To get rid of the evidence of the target. I knew they'd come. They've been sending the sirens. And, they've got your ass now. In fact, they've sent 3 today. Pathetic. It's pathetic shit. I've had 2 already. That's why I got my phone out. I knew they'd send it. I knew they would. This is in a psychological coercive program. They try, when you do something they really don't like, they try and punish you. And this is them trying to punish me. I just laugh at this shit, it's a joke to me, man. It's a fucking joke. Yeah, like I was saying, they tried to remove the older calls. And I think the reason they did that is so if something happens, in the future, maybe a TI passes away due to the targeting, or gets ill, or whatever happens, or something like that. They don't have evidence. I just want to say that because the person who does my favourite show, Nigel Nicholson, he's been injured by these direct energy weapons, and RT knows him, and I email RT all the time, so I noticed that on Nigel's call the videos weren't working. Sorry, the calls weren't working. So I contact RT and say, look, the calls aren't playing. I think you should tell Nigel. So he tells Nigel, and he makes a video on it. So, I come to find this morning, all the calls are working again. So I think they got, I caught them doing I think they were trying to remove them covertly, or stop people listening to them covertly. And I caught them in the act. So, they backed off because they're busted, you see. So they're not going to fucking, do it now because I caught them, and there's no point now because I've downloaded hundreds of Nigel's calls this morning to back it up for my listening and for record. I'm going to send it to RT as well. But they hacked my email. I'm going to make a video on that too. I have evidence. They've hacked my email, and I sent the evidence to RT, so he's backing it up as well. But I went on my email last night, and I come to find that it's open somewhere else. See that? So they start the car as soon as I walk past. That's classic harassment tactic they do. So I got my email, and it says currently being used in one other place. Now, there was no other computer with my email open, and I think it said it was on a mobile device as well, and I never opened my email on a mobile device. Never. Not once. So they've hacked my email. I took a screenshot. I sent it to RT. This bitchy. I sent it to RT, and he's gonna back it up. Now I haven't backed it up yet. I'm gonna make a video on it. But they hacked my email. They were trying to stop me sending emails as well last night. I kept getting an error. error 007, sorry, you know, something has happened, your message can't be sent. So targeting me with a number 7, which is something they do, will target you with numbers. That relates to me and RT talking about the number 7, because that's my favourite number and it has important significance in many other things in the world. But yeah, you know, I backed up all the calls for Nigel. I mean, I don't know him myself, but I can see from his latest video he looks ill, so I'm going to back up. You know, all these calls as evidence of what these perps have done. They're trying to send me the subliminal message to be silent again. You know, on the bus, I had a guy covering his mouth. You know, they had the sirens come, then he double coughed to get my attention. Then he covers his mouth. Had his mouth covered the whole journey, so they're trying to get me to be silent. I'm not going to be silent. Not once. Shit, I've got a fly on me. Yeah, I'm not going to be silent. This shit needs exposing. The world needs to know what's going on. I'm going to keep documenting my targeting. And keep helping other TIs. Because there's one thing they hate you to do. That's helping other TIs and being in touch with other TIs. There doesn't seem to be anything they hate more than that. I'm in touch with several TIs, you know, and I help out all my TIs. Even if you're from the other side of the world, I'll still help you out, you know what I mean? Don't matter if you speak English or not. If I see them do something to target you, I'm going to retaliate to target them first, or I'm going to help you out, you know what I mean? So for this instance, I tell RT what's going on, you know, with the calls, and they seem to have backed off with that shit. But yeah. But yep, you know, the harassment continues, as you saw at the start of this video, with the ambulance, you know. They're targeting me with a number 7 again. It's funny, because this area, I'm not going to say the postcode, but it's near S7 postcode. Actually, I'm not going to show, because it says the name of this park. They know where it is, but I don't want everyone knowing the park near me. But I keep seeing, you know, S7 put everywhere. You know what I mean? But you know, this is what they do with the, you know, the I was scratching something. This tree. Yeah, I know that's what they do with the numbers and shit. You know what I mean? They're constantly using all kinds of things to target you. You know, my target is mainly the sirens. It seems a common theme of a lot of TIs, whether it's fire engines, ambulances, police. They use the sirens to target you with. But for me, it's been paramedics. It's been a huge part of my targeting. It's ridiculous. You know, I know when they're going to target me almost. I can predict it. Like then, when I start filming. You know, I knew they were going to send an ambulance, because they're trying to let me know they're not happy with what I've done. They're so fucked. I've downloaded all of the calls, nearly, and they're on an external drive, so they can't be hacked. so they're not happy. You know, they don't want me listening to these calls because I've learned many ways how to defeat my targeting through these calls, thanks to Nigel Nicholson's calls. So they don't want me listening to these calls. So I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to, you know, attack TalkShoe to try and stop me listening to these calls, or to send a subliminal message that I shouldn't be listening to these calls. Well, these calls, I recommend any TI listen to Nigel Nicholson's calls. There's tons of information on there about this program and many other areas as well. Yeah, his brother also has a YouTube channel. I can't remember what it's called, but his brother, I think, is called Neil Nicholson. He has a YouTube. He's targeted as well. He has a YouTube channel. I think I can't remember the name of it now, but yeah, it's worth checking out if you know it. Yeah, I highly recommend any TI listen to Nigel Nicholson's calls. See if they're coming with the sirens again. Yeah. They know I'm coming home, so they're like, we're gonna blitz you. Another thing as well, all my road, they've started tearing it up with this shit here. And I don't really think they're tearing the pavements up, and I don't really think there's a need to repair the pavements. Maybe the road, but they seem to be going for the pavements. You know what I mean? But, yeah, this is probably for the noise campaign. It's be an annoyance in my area. That's what they do, man. I mean, with the sirens, that's in retaliation from what I did this morning. Because they know I downloaded all those calls. You know, I guess they're not pleased. Because now they can't stop me listening to them. Because even if they delete the whole TalkShoe, I've got all the calls on my disk, so that they can't stop me now. This is a familiar scene for most TIs. You know, they'll tear up the roads where you live. Hopefully I can get through. I'm not going round, that's for sure. Coming through. Yeah, man. Right. Shit. I'll show you. There's no holes. There's no holes in this pavement, man. You know what I mean? There's nothing. It's a little warm, but I've seen far worse. There's a few cracks in that. There's no holes. It's a familiar scene for most TIs. They'll get the builders or whatever to tear up the roads where you live to make noise. There's nothing wrong with this pavement. It'll last a few more years. There's a few cracks, but there's nothing devastating about it. It needs it tearing up. This is just psychological warfare. They don't know they're being used for it, but someone's directed them here. to use that for it. I'm going to stop the recording now, alright.